started the very first day of kindergarten and how eventful the experience was. It was one of my most vivid and childhood memories for me. And I remember like it was yesterday pretty much. I remember the feeling being nerve-wracking, exciting at the same time, but mostly nerve-wracking. The year was 2005, which was a long time ago, of course. I had to be around 6 years old, 5 or 6, around the time school was starting in August. I remember the very first time my mom, she had introduced me to the school that I was going to attend. And the school was called Stringer Attendance Center, the home of the horrifying redneck. So only being 6 years old, that seemed very scary to me, and that gave me another reason not to want to start school. And the last few days before starting school, I dreaded those days. And I remember that next day after that, I was supposed to come meet my teacher for the very first time. I remember the very first time me and my mom walked into the kindergarten pod building and down the hall to room 232. As I walked into the room, I saw a lady with dark jet black curly hair and another lady with salt and pepper hair. The lady with the dark hair was Miss Robinson, and the other lady with gray hair was Miss McCann. As they greeted us with loving hugs and smiles, I remember Miss Robinson talking to my mom about registrations, and Miss McCann, she just sat down there and played with me. And she had asked me how did I enjoy my summer. I was too shy to answer her, so I just mumbled. And she just grinned and smiled at me, and she just told me that the school year was going to be a fantastic year for me. And I had asked her, what did she mean by that? Like, how is it going to be a fantastic year for me when I had never done this in my life? So she just told me that she was going to help me overcome my shyness. And I just sat there and looked at the lady like, how is she going to help me overcome my shyness? So I remember the very first day of school, it was very scary for me. I remember the very first time I walked into a classroom full of other kids. As I walked in, everyone just sat and stared at me, and that just made me freeze. I'm like, oh no. So as I clenched on my backpack straps as hard as I could, as I made my way to my seat, then as everybody looked at me even harder, I scrambled to my seat as fast as I could. And as I made it to my seat, exhausted for air, scared, I looked around and I noticed I had seen unfamiliar faces. And I thought to myself, I was already doomed from ever making any other friends. So, but all that changed when we did our first group activity. I remember that in our group activity, we had to introduce ourselves, tell our name, and one or two things we like to do for fun. As the group activity went on, it made making friends much easier for me. So that showed me that making friends is not really that hard. And it showed me also that we all share similarities and differences amongst each other. Also, Ms. McCann had told us we should never treat anyone any differently because they do not share the same interests as us. Instead, we should embrace their differences. And I learned from that to have an open mind about that. And from my very first day of kindergarten, I learned that the world is only scary as you make it. It doesn't have to necessarily always be scary. And I learned to overcome my shyness, and that has helped me become the person I am today. Thank you.